Good morning, world. I am Judy, your web-based therapist, making therapy accessible and convenient for our clients in Florida and New York, and of course, sharing information worldwide. Today, I wanted to talk about 5 tips for people who have to quarantine or staying at home with a roommate. Because, with the current situation, people are spending a lot more time at home. So while having a roommate may not have been a big deal while in regular time, but now that you're both or all of you are having to spend so much time at home, there are a couple things I wanted to share that might help make the situation a little easier. First, check in on them and make time to chat with them and connect, because usually when it's a couple or it's a family, you guys have a life that is somewhat intertwined, a life that already includes a lot more interaction because this is your partner or this is your family member. But when it's a roommate, people don't always have that connection. Sometimes roommates are just 2 people who happen to live in the same house. So even though you may not be the best of friends, you may not be relatives, but take time and check in on them. Just make sure that they're doing well, just because it's a nice thing to do. It's a nice thing to do because you guys are spending, you guys do share a home, and it's important to make sure that your roommate is okay. And for your roommate, of course, to make sure that you're okay too. Be respectful of their personal space and time. During regular time, when everyone has their coming and going, a lot of times you may not be spending much time in the house together. But now that everyone is staying at home, you may end up having to spend a lot more time in the same places at the same time, and your schedules or your needs for space in the house may be overlapping. So try to be as respectful as you can of their space or their time. For instance, if your roommate is watching something on the television, maybe if you want to join, sometimes you may need to ask if you can join. And maybe that your roommate is meditating in their room, so it may be a nice gesture to turn down the television so that you're not disrupting, because a lot of the stuff that we normally did away from home, we now have to do at home. So it's important to be a little extra respectful of their space and their time and their need for space and time in the house. 3, talk to them directly about your needs and your wants. Again, because we're having to do so much at home that we didn't always have to, now the needs for the space in the home, the needs for the time in the home may be changing. For instance, maybe you used to go to a yoga studio where you meditate, and then that's where you did your meditation, but now you need to meditate at home. So talking to your roommate to make sure that they know, hey, can you give me from 9 to 9:15 or 9 to 9:30? I need quiet. Just talk to them about whatever it is that you may need or whatever it is that you may want now that you're spending a lot more time at home. And of course, they get to make the same requests, and you guys can accommodate each other's needs and wants. 4, if issues arise, address them promptly and directly. This means that if there's an issue, don't just sit back and say, oh, I'm going to see how long he's going to keep doing this. I'm going to see how long she's going to keep doing that. If there's an issue, talk to them directly and talk to them promptly. Don't have them overhear you complaining to your friend about this thing that your roommate does or that thing that your roommate does. Talk to them directly, because this gives them an opportunity to address the issue, to find an alternative, or gives you, the 2 of you or all of you who are sharing the house, an opportunity to find a more suitable alternative, to find a solution, as opposed to them finding out you complaining to others and they find out now passive aggressive behaviors. Just talk directly to them and talk to them promptly, because if you just keep waiting to see, eventually what tends to happen is it boils over, and then you get to the point where it's more than, oh, this bothers me. It's like, this really bothers me. So instead, just talk to them when the issue first comes up, and talk to them directly so that it could be resolved. 5, find ways to give each other a little bit of alone time in the home. Again, normally everyone has their own lives. Everyone is going about. Sometimes you may go a whole day or maybe days without seeing each other, and you may each have your own schedule that allow you your different times at the house. But now it's important to take a little time to find a way to give each other a little bit more personal time in the house. This could be things like when you go on walks, when you spending time outside in the gardening, spending time, just find a way to give each other a little bit of alone time so that you can each do whatever weird thing you do when you're home alone. Maybe I don't know, maybe you like to blast the music, maybe you want to sing, whatever it is. People have weird things that they do when they're home alone. So if you can, find ways to give each other a little bit of alone time in the home. Quick recap. 1, check in on each other, check in on your roommate, make time to chat and connect with them because they could use that. 2, be respectful of their personal space and time because now you're both spending a lot more time in the house. So it's nice to give each other a little bit of space. 3, talk to them directly about your needs or wants, anything any adjustments that you may want them or need them to make, talk to them directly about that. 4, if issues arise, make sure that you address them promptly and directly. Don't complain to your friend and let them overhear. Talk to them directly so that you guys can address the situation and find a solution. And finally, find ways to give each other a little bit of alone time in the home because now that you're all there all the time, it's nice if you could go for a walk once in a while. That way they get a few minutes to be weird in the house by themselves. As always, if you or someone else you know happens to be going through something that's more than you can handle, please remember that even right now that many things are closed, there are professionals like myself who are available in providing remote services so that if you need them, make sure that you take the time to figure out who those people are in your community so that if you need them, you can reach out and get the help that you need. And that is all we have for today. Good morning, world. Have an awesome day.